So we're going to be talking about Town now because Town...
Oh, Little Town Hero.
It's not called Town anymore, is it?
Its full name is.
I forgot that it's not even called Town anymore.
Yeah, I know. I went to search for it last night and I started typing in Town. I'm like, oh, wait. Nope, it's got more words than that.
Little Town Hero now. Okay, so Little Town Hero now. The reviews are out. They've hit and they're all over the shop.
They are. There doesn't seem to be a concise agreement with this game.
Just from what we've seen. So, like, we've seen a lot of in the sevens range, which is just kind of like...
Seven does seem to be an average score.
Yeah, which is an average score as well, which makes sense. But so people are kind of hitting that 7 range, just going, yeah, it's okay. But then we're seeing some that are liking it even more than that.
Yeah, we saw like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then we saw the complete opposite, which was... they actually used the word hate. They said, I hated this game.
It's such a strong word to use, hate.
It is.
Like, every time I hear it, I'm just like, oh, wow, you're committing to that. That is a real commitment.
There's no coming back from that. It's like, once you hate something, that's it.
Yeah. And so, like, that's the word I did not expect to come out when someone was talking about this game.
Like, I feel like, like dislike or something like that. But when people, like, hate, you're like, oh, it must have been a bad experience for them.
So let's talk about what people actually hated or liked about this game.
Yeah, the main thing that seemed to really be the standout in these reviews was the battle system.
It's just so... I don't know, it sways one direction or the other. There doesn't seem to be a lot of, like, just... I don't know, in-betweeners there.
No, exactly. Everyone seemed to have the same opinion that it is a different battle system. It's not something you expect to see.
Yeah, it's like, it's really different. It's like it's a bit of a combination between the card kind of battling experience and it's a bit of a combination between... kind of like you're pulling RPG elements, although it's not really. I think that's the most jarring thing, is I went into this thinking it was going to be like, it's going to have RPG elements and everything like that.
Yeah, me too. I was expecting it to be a much more RPG heavy game than what it actually is.
Yeah, same. But the basics of it is that, like, you have ideas, which are basically your skills that you'd use. You have 5 ideas a turn. You have to carefully select what ideas you'd use for that turn, which... It seems like a cool idea, and obviously it gets even deeper when you go further and further into it than that. It seems like a cool idea. I like the card battle idea, but it's just, I don't know if it's not really what I'm expecting now, Nat, and if I really want to get into. I mean, when we first saw it, I did kind of see there was going to be this card battler type of thing, but I don't know now. After, like, this being this diversive with the reviews.
Now, after what I've seen of this battle system, I'm not going to lie, I think to me it does look a bit confusing. I do feel like it would need to be quite tutorial heavy to actually understand this battle system for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I believe it will be, but there's one other point here that I think is a reason why you won't really enjoy the game. And that's how long these battles go for.
Yeah.
So not only how complex they are, it's like it's a real strategy game from the sounds of it. Like, it's really about strategizing.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. And this isn't the type of the game that just has, like, random encounters. It's like you just don't go into a field and battle enemies. That it's actually, like, story driven in the enemies that you battle.
Exactly. So every battle is like a battle that was designed for that.
Exactly.
There's no randomness happening here. But yeah, so the battles themselves, they can go for, like, I've heard stories of them going for, like, over an hour or up to an hour.
Yeah, I've heard, like, 40 to an hour for some battles.
And then
at the end of that, you can still die and have to repeat and do the same thing again.
That would be a hit, Nat.
That would be.
I feel like that would be, like, especially when we're talking, I mean, I've heard some people completing the game in, like, 12 hours.
They must have got through the battles relatively
I mean, there's
quickly.
obviously going to be some long battles and some shorter battles, but still, if I had an hour-long battle out of a 12-hour game and it just hit me back, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to keep going.
You would be you would feel defeated.
And I think that's why when I heard the review that it was like, we hated it, that's why I was kind of like listening to it. I'm like, I can kind of understand where you'd come from if that happened to me, and it's not just a once-off report. I've heard other people saying the same thing.
Yes, exactly. You'd be like, I don't want to do that again. Because you've still got that chance of, what if I die again? What if I end up doing this battle like 3 times in a row? That's 3 hours of my day gone from this one battle.
Exactly. So I think it's definitely, that's why we're seeing this as type of game that people either love or hate.
Yeah, there's actually more to the battle system as well. There's kind of like what people are explaining as like a Mario Party board map.
Yeah, like we kind of saw it a little bit, but I didn't realize how involved it was. But yeah, there's basically like a Mario Party style board map that you're moving around on, and that affects actually what's going on in battle as well. So it does seem quite complex and deep, and that's what I mean. Like that's why some people are going to just dig this strategy, and some people are just going to be like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah, I feel like with the battle system, that's what's really going to decide if you play the game or not.
One thing that everyone did seem to like though was the art style of the game.
They did. That seemed to be a big standout. Lots of people said it was beautiful. Like, it was really nice looking on the eye.
Yeah, which I can see, like, it does look really nice, and it's one of those art styles that ages well, so the cel shaded look type thing. And obviously the charming soundtrack, Nat, that is made by Toby Fox.
Yes, he always does fantastic music, so that's not surprising there.
I know. It wasn't surprising when I heard that most people enjoyed the actual soundtrack, but yeah, that's good to hear that it just come across well.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like a lot of people also were saying, like, there's not a whole lot of customization. Like, with your character, you can change his name and that's about it. You know, you can't change what gender he is, you can't change his costume, his eye color, or anything like that.
I think that comes down to this being not an RPG, like we were expecting. Like I was saying from the outside, I thought this was going to be more RPG, but when you come into it and you're like, well, you're not actually equipping these different gear and you're not actually doing this and that, it's like, okay, so this isn't really like an RPG as I was expecting.
No, it's not. It seems very light on the RPG side of it.
Which is what that's what Game Freak do with their offshoot games like this. Like, they have these quirky ideas and they run with them, and they're generally not what you're expecting.
So after seeing these reviews, do you think you'll play it?
I'm not so much into it anymore, to tell the truth. I was really into it, but now I'm not so much. Yeah.
I agree with that. Like, before we saw these reviews, I was like, yeah, I want to play it, I want to give it a go, but I know that battle system would frustrate me.
Yeah.
I would be the type of person that if I did a battle for an hour, died, I would not pick it back up.
Yeah, I just prefer, like, I like the strategy, I love strategy games, but I like a more snappy element to it, not a... let's do this for an hour-long battle type thing, because I that defeats me sometimes. I'm just like,
exactly.
okay, I want to move on. I want to see more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.